honorable guests, and fellow cadets. It's a great evening to be in Bar Nation. And of course, a fantastic evening here at the Croix Educational Complex High School annual military ball. I am Cadet Corporal Linroy Ford, the Battalion S6. I will be your Master of Ceremony alongside my battalion assistant, Cadet Corporal Delilah Saldana. And if you guys are wondering, we're both lit ones. Please stand for the entrance of the head table, the posting of the colors, the invocation, the cadet creed, the army song, the school mission statement, and the toast will follow.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the posting of the colors by the Barracuda Battalion, Color Guard, and singing of the national anthem and the VI March by Cadet Ford, Patrick, and Flavius.
Colors, center.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night. Oh, the rebels we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets went clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to that night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. All hail the Virgin Islands, emeralds of the sea, where beaches bright with coral sands, and trade winds bless our native lands. All hail the Virgin Islands, bathed in waters blue, we give our loyalty for to thee and pledge allegiance forever true. God bless the Virgin Islands. Humbly now we pray, where all mankind can join today in friendly warmth of work and play. God bless the Virgin Islands, beautiful and tall, beneath the sunny skies, hilltops high, whole and a welcome to one and all. Now we'll have the invocation by Cadet Prosper. Well, we'll have Cadet Flavius carry on with the invocation in the absence of Cadet Prosper.
Good evening. Please bow your head and close your eyes. Heavenly Father, I would like to thank everyone that is here today. I thank you for allowing those traveled from overseas and on the road to come to our ball. Come here safely as you guided and protected them throughout their trip. All I ask of you tonight is that you bless our food as we thank and praise you for allowing us to have this meal and allowing us to see another day. May the Lord bless us and keep us safe. Make his face shine upon us and his grace unto us. He has lifted up his content upon us and given us peace. This night and forevermore, I pray now that you will be with us tonight as we celebrate this successful, continue exciting program. We enjoy with each other. Bless this time with your presence and bless each one here gathered in your holy name. I pray. Amen.
All cadets, please join me on your feet for the recitation of the Cadet Creed, the Army Song, as well as the Synchro Educational Complex High School School Mission Statement. The Cadet Creed.
I will always practice good citizenship and patriotism. I will work hard to improve my mind and strengthen my body. I will seek the mantle of leadership and stand prepared to uphold the Constitution and American way of life. May God grant me the strength free.
The Army song.
Sing on. We're the army of the free. Count the brave, count the troops who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence, starting strong, 2, 3, 4, where we go. You will always know that the army goes rolling along. Hey!
Now we'll have the St. Croix Educational Complex High School school mission statement. The St. Croix Educational Complex High School is committed to providing educational experiences that are student-centered, technologically competitive, academically rigorous, and relevant so that they can become successful members of the local and global communities. Gentlemen, please take a moment to fill the toast glasses at your table. Also, please refer to your programs to identify the proper response for each toast. All tables ready? BC, you may begin.
Commander-in-Chief.
Battalion S1.
To the government. To education.
I propose a toast to the principal and administrators of the St. Croix Educational Complex.
Administrators.
Without the support of our friends and family, our future would be unknown. I would like to propose a toast to our families.
To our families.
Without the instructors of Jrotc and the foundation that they have provided, we would not be as successful as we are today. I propose a toast to the Battalion and the Jrotc instructors.
To the battalions and the JROTC instructors.
I ask that everyone please direct your attention to the table on the upper left side. This table is our way of symbolizing the fact that members of our profession of arms are missing from our midst. They are commonly called POWs or MIAs. We call them brothers in arms. They are unable to be with us this evening, and so we remember them. This table, set for one, is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his opposers. The tablecloth is black, symbolizing the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. The single black rose displayed in the vase reminds us of the families and loved ones of our comrades in arms who kept the faith awaiting their return. The red ribbon tied prominently on the vase is a symbol of our continued demonstration to account for our missing. The candle is lit, symbolizing the upward reach of their unconquerable spirit. A slice of lemon is on the bread plate to remind us of their bitter fate. I want you to remember, there is salt upon the bread plate, symbolic of the family tears as they await. The Bible represents the strength gained through faith to sustain those lost from our country, founded as one nation under God. The chair is empty. They're not here with us this evening. All of you who serve with them and call them your comadres, who depended upon their might and aid and relied upon them, for surely they have not forsaken you. Remember until the day they come home. Gentlemen, welcome to the annual St. Croix Educational Complex High School 7th Annual Junior ROTC Military Ball. There is something special about being a junior ROTC cadet. We are all charged with making a difference in our schools and in our communities. We have been taught constantly by each instructor to make a difference in our community. Many of you have participated in marches, parades, fundraisers, the National Night Out, the annual Agriculture Fair, Coconut and Coquito festivals, and various school and community-sponsored activities. We have learned to serve and sacrifice our time in aiding to build a better school and community. Throughout the year, we have participated in several different service learning projects. For example, we conducted a service learning project for the seniors of our community, as they are very important. We also conducted a service learning project on the electoral process in the Virgin Islands. These are just a few events that we participated in throughout this school year. We should all be proud, each and every one of you that's in a junior ROTC uniform. You should be proud. You should be very proud of yourself, the sacrifices that you have made, and the great things that are to come. This evening, during this evening's military ball, cadets and guests will have a chance to break bread together in a formal setting while being inspired by the words of our wonderful guest speaker, Ms. Macaru. In addition, we can all gain wisdom, further build relationships through witty and meaningful conversations with not only cadets we already know, but cadets from our sistering battalions. Cadets, please also take this opportunity to pick the brains of all the wonderful educators, recruiters, junior ROT instructors that are in attendance tonight. It is my pleasure to now introduce the distinguished members of the head table. Our distinguished guest speaker, Ms. Macaru. Our guest of honor, the one and only Honorable former Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen, currently Senior Policy Advisor to the Governor. We would like to recognize Mr. Charles. Also, we have with us tonight at the head table Ms. Watley Hansen. She's the Assistant Commissioner of Tourism, and she is representing her father, Mr. Hansen, which is a Vietnam vet. We have the St. Croix Educational Complex High School Junior ROTC Senior Army Instructor, none other than the Honorable Colonel Eddie L. Charles. We have the Battalion Commander of the Barracuda Nation, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Barris. We have the Mighty Rays Battalion Commander, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin. We have the Caribs Battalion Representative, Mahalia Thompson. Correction Thomas. We also have with us tonight the Chicken Hawks Battalion Commander, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Turnbull. And now we will have some remarks from our very own Barracuda Battalion Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Barris.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to start by saying you guys look lovely tonight. Now into my remarks. First, I'd like to start off by saying thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us tonight at the Barracuda Battalion's Military Ball. We're excited to share this night and everything that we have prepared with you all. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you very much.
Now, let us welcome our principal, our assistant principal, Dr. Eric Willie.
He is absent tonight, so currently having some technical difficulties over here. So we are going to go with some trivia questions for all of the cadets. Okay? Hope you guys know the answer. We just passed inspection.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
Because if y'all don't know the answer, it's going to look real bad.
Right.
Real bad.
And I saw a few of our instructors, our inspectors. So,
Sergeant Johnson, we see you.
hey.
Sergeant Carlos, I know you like to give answers. Don't tell nobody nothing new. Okay. What rank is 2 diamonds? I see your face right here in this first table. I can't see. I'm kind of blind. Cadet Smith. A little bit louder.
2 diamonds and a colonel.
You got it right.
What rank is 1 disc? Ooh. And then far back over there. Say it louder. Second lieutenant?
Yeah.
Correct.
Let me see why I really know. How many inches is in a normal step?
Ooh. Ooh.
Cadet Joseph. That's my boy.
Okay. How many is in half a step? Ooh. Them hands went flying fast.
I can answer?
No. No, you cannot. Ooh. Yes, you. 15, correct.
Correct. I got it. Go.
Welcome our assistant principal, Dr. Eric Willie.
Thank you. A pleasant good evening. I just came in and I'm on the spot. Amazing. Good evening, everyone. Oh, we're dead. Good evening, Barracuda Battalion. Good evening. All right, that's a lot better. So, on behalf of the esteemed administration, Principal Moorhead, and all our assistant principals, we want to say a special congratulations to our JROTC students and their instructors for their certification. So a round of applause for that. We know y'all worked very hard. I want to say a special good evening to all faculty, staff, esteemed guests here this evening. We are here to have a great time, and this is a celebration. More importantly, When I give my remarks this evening, I think a lot about leadership. I think a lot about service. These are some core components for our students at the St. Croix Educational Complex High School. And these are some of the components that students are exposed to in our JROTC program. So students, as you continue on your journey in the JROTC program, also for those of you who may be transitioning to the military, we want to say continue to be leaders in our community. Continue to remember the importance of service. As you continue on your journey, we wish you well. And again, congratulations. And on behalf of Principal Moorhead, who could not be here today, we say a special congratulations and welcome. Thank you so much, and let's enjoy the evening.
I will also like to recognize the presence of the 9th grade counselor, Ms. Slocum. That's my counselor, by the way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we will have entertainment by our famous singer, Cadet Leroy Ford.
Only you, oh, no, hey, you are the light in my day, you brighten my day. When I see you, I know I'll be okay. You are the one that I feel, and you know that it's real. When I think of you, I know I'll be okay. It's you, my love. Every time I see you, my love. Early in the morning, it's you, my love. It's all you needed. Say you never leave, 'cause you make my life complete. It's only you, I want to. Don't you know it's only you? Never seen a girl that can do the things you do. It's only you, only you, only you. Say you never leave me. Only you, what you want, what I need. Girl, it's only you. It's only you. It's only you. Are you? Denisha. You are the beat in my heart. When we are apart, I feel like I'm losing my mind. You're like the star in the skies. When I look in your eyes, I believe my life is complete, 'cause it's you, my love. Every time I see you, my love. Early in the morning, it's you, my love. It's only you I needed. Say you never leave, 'cause you make my life complete. It's only you, I want to. Don't you know it's only you? Never seen a girl that can do the things you do. It's only you, only you, only you. Say you never leave me. Only you, what you want, what I need. Girl, it's only you. It's only you. It's only you. Are you? It's you, my love. Every time I see you. Early in the morning, it's you. It's only you I need. Say you never leave, 'cause you make my life complete. It's only you, I want to. Don't you know it's only you? Never seen a girl that can do the things you do. It's only you, only you, only you. Say you never leave me.
we and me. Girls, it's only you. Thank you.
Now we see who began the ladies. Anyways.
You gonna get me in problems? Can we get a status update on the kitchen, please? I know, right? I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Trust me, I feel you. Feel you. Can I get a thumbs up if you guys are ready? Yeah, ton of smart. That is correct. Now, I know the cadet's supposed to know these things, but I feel like possibly some of the instructors don't even know themselves, you know? So I am coming for my favorite Sergeant Johnson. Can you, I know you're not an instructor, but you're one of our recruiters and we love you dearly, so we would like you to come and demonstrate a few. You got this, girl. You got it. You got it. You Sergeant Johnson, remember that. Wait, you heard that? They support you. It came from the head table. We support you. Okay, let's see what you got. The heels are cute, though. Y'all agree? The whole fit cute.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. The whole thing. Okay? Okay. Can you demonstrate the position of attention? Yeah, totally understand. She right. She right. One more. What was that? Somebody was giving a position. Okay. Parade rest. Oh, no, I can't make her do a about face and heels? Oh, boy. We're in a building, though. Can you do position parade rest? Oh, okay. She said that she can do an about face. Go ahead. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Do we have an update on the kitchen? Talk to my assistant nice, okay? All right. We will now have Ms. Makaru Bio read by Cadet Samaya Charles.
Good night, everyone. So it is my honor to introduce Miss Oriola Mary Wedgwood Makaru. She was born in New York. She attended and graduated from the City College of New York with a bachelor's in liberal arts and sciences. Her maternal side of the family is from St. Croix. Many years ago, after college, she came here for a 2-week vacation and stayed for a long time because of the beauty of the island and the people she met. She felt connected to the people because they contributed to her personal development. She taught here at a non-conventional setting that was parent-based and proceeded to develop herself as an artist. After 10 years, she returned to New York and to continue her education and meet people. Ms. Makaru prefers to let her work speak for itself since it has always been holistic and educational. She has been a professional storyteller for over 20 years, a writer, and a workshop facilitator. She has also facilitated self-development and empowerment workshops for women called Women's Activation Movement for over 20 years. Ms. Makaru is currently the Student Success Specialist at the St. Croix Educational Complex, assisting and supporting students in their academic and emotional success. It is indeed a treat to have her here to speak to our cadets tonight, bringing some enlightenment to an otherwise stressful week. We welcome you, Ms. Makaru. Please give her a round of applause.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Samaya. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here this evening celebrating with you tonight. And I need to warn you about something. In case you haven't ever experienced me speaking before, I just don't get up here and just speak at you. You have a part to play in this too. This is going to be some more audience participation. And I see you're not shy or new to that because I see that Linroy had you up and doing things and putting people on the spot and all like that. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, so I know you're eating, but I'm gonna ask you to take a few seconds to stand up. Your food's not gonna run away, your dessert not gonna run off the table. All right. Now I want you to say, I'm ready. I'm ready. A little more energy. I'm ready. Okay, now we're going to do it in the uptown, boogie down, Bronx kind of way, okay? People from the Bronx, Spanish-speaking people, say, yeah. Say, yeah. Okay, now we're going to say, some of you take Spanish. What's the word for I in Spanish? Yo. So we're going to put it together in a little Spanglish. We're going to go, aya, 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 ayo. Again, aya, 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 ayo. Gonna change it a little bit. Aya, 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 aya. Okay, now this is the beat. Aya, 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 ayo. Aya, 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 ayo. Aya, 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 aya. Okay, one more time. Now we're going to do it together. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Aya, 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 ayo. Aya, 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 ayo. Aya, 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 aya. Good. Now we're going to put a little movement to it, okay? I hear some people like, oh, you're going to make me move. All right, now if everybody's doing the same thing, nobody can feel, funny, because everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's going to look funny, all right? So going to just move to it a little bit in your space. So, if you want to get all fancy, you could do that too. But, we're going to move with it. You ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Aya, 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 ayo. Aya, aya, aya. Wait. Wait a minute. You think I can't see? I don't have my glasses on, but I could see the bodies, okay? Not moving. All right. Ready? 1, 2, ready, and aya, 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 ayo. Aya, 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 ayo. Aya, 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 aya. Again, ready? Aya, 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 ayo. Aya, 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 ayo. Aya, 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 aya. All right, give yourselves a hand. All right, have a seat. Okay. All right. I hope you don't dance like that later on. Some of you were like, that's all right. Okay. So simple song, easy dance, right? Now, we live in a multiverse, okay? Some people think we just live in a universe, but we actually live in a multiverse. And our part of the multiverse is undulating, pulsating, vibrating dance of energy. and that dance of energy has a sound. And since we are a part of that multiverse within our universe, we are also undulating, vibrating dances of energy. And we too have a sound. Each of us has our own unique song. Okay, let that register for a minute. Each of us, like Lynn was singing earlier, he has a song. Each of us has a unique individual song. Now, the challenge in life is for us to be able to, through all of the inner and outer noise, to be able to listen, recognize, hear, and sing our unique song. Now, that's not always easy, but I'm going to tell you a little something about somebody who was able to find their song. I'm going to tell you about a frog. Frog. His name was Froggy. Good name for a frog, right? Little green frog, Froggy. Now, one day Froggy was hopping through the forest, minding his own froggy business, and he saw a group of animals circling around a tree. And naturally, he was curious. He wanted to know, why is everybody around this tree? So he hopped on closer to get a better look, and he saw that they were actually reading a sign that was posted on the tree. And the sign said, "Big singing contest at the Foxes Club. In 2 weeks, be there!" Exclamation point. Now, Froggy was a frog who loved music, and he couldn't wait to tell all of his friends down at the frog pond about the big singing contest. So he hopped on through the forest, and as he got closer to the pond, he got really excited, and he decided that he himself was going to enter the singing contest. So he hopped onto the frog pond, and he said, "Everybody, listen up. There's going to be a big singing contest at the Foxes Club in 2 weeks, and I'm going to enter." Now, the frogs kind of went like, "Really?" Big Bullfrog said, "You know, frogs don't sing." And Froggy said, "I can sing." He said, "Well, let's hear you." So Froggy took a deep breath and let out a big grrr. He didn't sound good. And his friends did just that. They laughed at him. Big Bullfrog laughed so hard, he nearly fell off his lily pad and drowned. And Skinny Frog, he got the hiccups. That's how hard he laughed. And Froggy said, "Well, I just need some practice." And Big Bullfrog said, "Son, you need a whole lot of practice." But Froggy, he didn't mind those words. He hopped on out of the pond, and he went through the forest, and he went home, and he was still brimming and bursting with excitement. So he burst open the door, and he said, "Mama, Papa, guess what?" And before they could say what, he said, "There's going to be a big singing contest at the Foxes Club in 2 weeks, and I'm going to enter." Now, you know how some mamas do. She said, "That's nice, son." And Papa Frog said, "Well, son, I got to tell you straight. Frogs don't sing. Why don't you stick to something that you're good at, like hopping, swimming, catching flies, anything but singing?" But Froggy said, I can sing. I'm going to practice. You wait and see. I can sing." So he hopped on out of the house, and he went through the forest, and he found not too far from where he lived a little clearing. And he decided that was going to be his practice spot. And every day he would go and practice. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. It didn't sound good, but he kept at it. A few days later, Froggy's hopping through the forest, getting ready to go to his little practice area, his little clearing in the bush, and he encountered the birds. Now, the birds are kind of stuck up. They're kind of conceited because they know everybody wants to hear their so they're kind of stuck on themselves. And they said, "Hey, isn't that frog who wants to be in the contest? He better stay home. He's going to lose." But Froggy, he just hopped on past those trifling birds, and he went to his little clearing, and he went to practice. La 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 la. A little improved, right? Right? All right. So, a few more days passed, and the day right before the big singing contest, Froggy's hopping through the forest, getting ready to go and practice. And this time, he didn't encounter the birds. He encountered Mr. Fox himself. And if you know anything about stories, you know that fox is the slickest, the slyest, the most tricky animal of all. And he had heard about Froggy wanting to be in his singing contest. And he didn't want any frog in it croaking it up. So he decided to come up with a plan to get Froggy out of the runnings. But he put on his little fake smile. He said, "Hey, Froggy, my main man, give me some skin." So they slapped 5 low, they slapped 5 high, they even slapped double 5. And he said, "Now, Froggy, I hear that you want to be in my singing contest. However, I don't recall getting your application fee." Application fee? What's that? He goes, "Oh, you know, you always got to fill out some papers and pay a little something, something. But I tell you what, since you're a friend of mine and all like that, I'm going to cut you some slack. Say about a dozen flies." Dozen flies? Now that was a whole day's work to a little frog. But he didn't argue. He didn't feel it very much, but he didn't argue. He just went hunting with his little froggy tongue. And he caught 13 flies. They call that a bake a dozen, right? And he gave them to Mr. Fox. Now, Mr. Fox was like, "Okay, Froggy, I'll see you at the contest tomorrow, all right?" And he's still plotting on how he could get Froggy out of this contest. Now, the night of the big singing contest rolls around, and all of the animals came out. Man, and just like you, they were dressed to the teeth. You ever heard that? Dressed to the teeth. That's like you all. You dressed to the teeth, let me tell you. Now, even the skunks were wearing their best furs. And Froggy, he didn't have any fancy clothes, but he took a bath. He knew he smelled good, and he knew he could sing, and that was the most important thing. So he hopped on into the Foxes Club, and he stood behind the stage, behind the curtain with the other animals. Now, of course, the birds were there, messing with him. "Frog, he can't sing. I don't even know why he came. He gonna lose." But Froggy, he just stood to the side, and he was doing his little vocal warm-ups. Now, on the other side of the curtain, Mr. Fox stood up to the microphone. He tapped it, blew into it. Now, can you hear me, people? Can you hear me out there? All right, now I'm glad you can hear me. Now for you, for this evening, we have some fantabulous entertainment. In fact, for our first contestant, we have Froggy. Now, you know, if you've ever been in anything, you usually don't want to be the very first one, right? Now, Froggy was so nervous. He was so scared to hear his name called first. His knees were knocking. His heart almost beat out of his chest. But he hopped onto the stage, and he took up the microphone, and he took a deep breath. But before he could let out a single note, the animals let him have it. They said, "Hey, what you doing up there on that stage, Frog? Didn't anyone ever tell you that frogs can't sing? Why don't you get out of here? Your mother's nothing but a big old toad. Your father's an ugly old bullfrog." Yes, they did. They talked about his mama and papa. And then, I'm telling you, and then, to make it even worse, they started throwing fruits and vegetables at him. And somebody hit him upside the head with a rotten tomato. It was pitiful. And Froggy, he felt so humiliated, he just crawled off the stage. And he didn't stop crawling until he was deep in the forest, in his little practice area. And he sat there sobbing and feeling all sorry for himself, when all of a sudden, Mother Moon came out from behind the clouds and shone her light on Froggy and said, "Hey, aren't you that little frog that's been singing to me for the last couple of weeks? I thought you were going to be in some kind of contest or something." And Froggy looked up at the moon and said, "Yeah, that's me. But they dissed me so bad at the Foxes Club, I crawled away." Crawled away? Now, son, I've been listening to you, and you sound pretty good. In fact, why don't you sing your song for me right now? Because you sure you're not going to throw something at me, are you? She says, "Oh, absolutely not." And then the stars started twinkling, and they came out too, and they chimed in, and they said, "Come on, Froggy, sing your song for us." So Froggy, he let all the sadness pour out of his heart, and he sung his song to the moon and stars. And it went something like this. Ooh, 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 la da 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 da. Ooh, ooh, la da da dum. Precious we are to walk on this ground with the rhythm of saints to carry the sound. We hold a prayer for the earth and the ones yet to come. May we dance in beauty and remember your song. And the wind stirred up, and it carried Froggy's song over the hill, through the forest, and down into the Foxes Club, where the birds were about to get up on the stage and do their thing. And all of a sudden, Brother Bear stood up and said, "Ooh, wait a minute. I hear something. Sounds like music. No, somebody's singing. And the bird said, "Oh, don't listen to that. You're just excited. You want to hear us. Don't pay no attention to that." And he goes, "No, this sounds far better than bird music." And Brother Bear got up and he started stepping out of the Foxes Club. And all the other animals started stepping too, because when Brother Bear starts to step in, everybody follows, you know? So they went through the forest over the hill, and they found who? Froggy in the middle of the forest, singing his heart out to the moon and the stars. And all the animals stood around him with their mouths hanging open like, "What?" And then Papa Frog, who had come along too, said, "Son, is that you?" And Froggy was surprised to see all the animals around him. And he said, "Yes, Papa, it's me. I told you I could sing." And he goes, "But son, you have a beautiful voice. I didn't know you could sing like that." And on that day, Froggy found his kujichagulia. Can you say that word? Kujichagulia. That's a Swahili word. We did Spanish, now we're going to do Swahili. Kujichagulia. And that means self-determination. He also found his nia. Can you say nia? Some people may be named Nia, okay? It's Nia, say Nia. And that means purpose. Now, think about it for a minute. How are you like Froggy? Purpose. Purpose is an intention. It's the reason why, the because. Self-determination is self. When you think of self, that's the part of you, the essential being, that part of you that distinguishes you from everybody else. And you put that together with determination. Determination means firmness of purpose. And it also means willing and able to do even when it becomes hard. So those two words, they come from Kwanzaa. But Kwanzaa isn't something that after you out the candles on January 1st, you put it away. These principles are to be lived every day. Kujichagulia and Nia. I want you to think a minute. Now, I want you to raise your inner hand. I don't want anybody to be put on the spot, so I'm just going to raise your inner hand. Right? So I want you to think, how are you like Froggy? Okay? Do you hear a song in your heart? What calls you? What is your purpose for being here? Now, believe it or not, some people, everybody, nobody's here just to take up space and look cute. We all, even though you do that very well, all look cute, but everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a song. What blocks you from hearing your song? Not everybody hears it. Some people may say, "Well, I never sat down and thought about listening for it." As simple as that. Some people don't know that you could just sit down and just get very still. Find your own little clearing so you can hear your personal song, your personal why, your personal because. Some people have distractions. Now, I got this mic in my hand, so you got to use your imagination. You know the distractions. There's also, and I'm just saying, okay? Some people need to put their distractions in check. Or sometimes it's the noise. Sometimes it's birds, okay? The birds are the negative or even well-meaning friends and family that go, "Gah, gah, why do you want to do that? Gah, gah, that's a stupid idea. Gah, gah, we don't do that down here. Gah, 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 gah." Okay? The noise, the extra noise. Sometimes you gotta just take what you can use and leave the rest. Just like Froggy. He took what he could use and leave the rest. Because remember, when he first tried to sing, did he sound good? No. But what did he go and do? He went and practiced, so he took that part. He could hear that. He could see that in himself. Ooh, I got a song in my heart, but I need to go and do something. I need to get prepared. Some other blocks could be your inner fox. That part of you, that little voice that wants to trick you when you're about to do something, when you're about to take that leap, when you're about to do something out of your box and do something extraordinary. And it says, oh, no, I better not. I'm scared. As we say in New York, I'm scared. I'm scared, okay? Or it says, oh, well, I failed before. I failed before. I better not try again because I may fail again. Or I don't know, that's hard. That's hard work. But sometimes you gotta tell that little voice. You know what? You know what we gotta tell that voice sometimes? Shut up. Okay? In your own head. You got to tell your own little voice, shut up to that negativity. It's like a song that's playing over and over. You know that people usually think the same thoughts over and over again. We barely ever have original thoughts. And it's like a song that we play over and over again, a song of negativity. And what do you do when a song comes up on your playlist that you don't want to hear? You're tired of listening to it. What do? Change it. You change the station. A lot of people don't realize that they have the power to actually change the station of their mind. It's not always easy, but you can change the station of your mind. You can just distract yourself with something positive, something fun, instead of listening to that old tired song. Another block could be, I know this is not anybody here. I hate school. Nobody here feels that way. No, I know everybody loves school. Education and learning isn't limited to a building that you go to for a few hours a day. What if you took responsibility for your education and your own learning? The whole world is your classroom. It's right at your fingertips, right at your fingertips. Some of you will join the military, some of you won't, and that's okay. But there's many, many opportunities. There are internships, residencies, foreign exchange programs, all kinds of things. All you have to do is explore. If you want, if you're willing, it's right there for you. Another block to hearing that inner music, that inner song, can be kind of serious. It could be, I have too many problems. There's too much going on in my life. I can't sit down and hear my song. Okay. That's very serious. There have been people through their pain and through their tragedies have actually went to their clearing, got still enough to hear how to turn lemons into lemonade. Beyonce's one. How many of you like Beyonce? Okay, anybody here? No Beyonce fans? No Miss B fans? Right? You know she has an album called Lemonade, and she talked about turning her lemons into lemonade. People like Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart, Christina Aguilera, Oprah, they all had tragic upbringings. Terrible things happened to them, abuse, mental, emotional, other kinds of abuse when they were little children and teenagers. But somehow they found their way, and they used those tragedy, those hard, those painful moments as notes in their song. Now I want to end with this last one, one of my favorites. I ain't got time for listening to no song in my head. I just want to make a lot of money. I felt a whole lot of inner hands go up right now. I felt it. And that's cool. In this society, we do need money. We need it for basic needs. We need it for food, clothing, shelter, luxury, and comfort. Some people want money for power and control. But the important thing is, remember I talked about the energy? The energy, how you make your money is very important. Remember, money is also called currency. And that energy always circles and echoes back to you. And as far as control, the most important thing, the most challenging thing that you can control is your own self. Think about that. So it goes right back to the beginning, back to, can you say kujichagulia? Self-determination. Can you say nia? Purpose. All right, and we're going to end with, I got my drum. Okay. Yes, I got my drum. All right. So, you don't have to stand up this time. Okay, could you hold this for me? So, I want you to say, ay, 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 yo. A little more energy. Ay, 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 yo. Ay, 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 yo. Ay, 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 ay. Blessed we are to walk on this ground with the rhythm of saints to carry the sound. We will pray for the earth and the ones yet to come. May we walk in beauty and remember our song. And I want to end with that thought. Can you repeat this one part? May I walk in beauty and remember my song. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't go yet. Come back. Miss Mackerel, come back. Okay, I guess not. Okay. Can I have the battalion commander of the Barracuda Battalion and the Honorable Colonel Eddie Charles? What your nickname be? The original Bali. Yeah. Or Bali 2.0. Oh, something about the bowheads. Something about them. All right. Can I also have the Battalion S1 of the Barracuda Battalion? And now we will have our token of appreciation presented to you, Ms. Mackerel. By Colonel Charles, of course.
Yes, Ms. Mackerel, thank you very much. Say for your outstanding support of the Jrotc Barracuda Battalion as guest speaker for our 7th annual military ball. Your inspiring words were indeed most appropriate and skillfully delivered. That's a lot of skill. Okay, touching hearts and minds across the ballroom, may they linger on to stimulate long-term positive action and reaction in our cadets at all levels, thus adding value to our mission of motivating our youth to become better citizens. Signed, Eddie L. Charles, Senior Army Instructor. There you go. Put this frame, hang this frame up in your room. Right behind you.
Oh. Thank you so much. Wow.
You gonna say something?
I'm just going to sing the part.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So on behalf of the Barracuda Battalion, we want to present Ms. Mackerel with a fruit basket, and I hope you enjoy it.
I will.
And the bouquet of flowers presented from DS1.
I think she deserves another round of applause. All right, moving on schedule. Now we'll have the recognition of the Honorable former Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen. Me personally, I would just like to say thank you for your continuous support in the Junior ROTC program. We really do appreciate it. We will now have the recognition presented by the Honorable Colonel Eddie Charles. That's going in the opposite direction. But okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, cadets. A few years ago, the junior ROTC programs in the territory were facing, well, we had a dilemma. The then governor had an 8% cut across the board in government for salaries, and that included by mistake, I hope it was by mistake, the salaries of instructors. And instructors are paid by the Department of Education and Cadet Command on a 50-50 equal share basis. So if you have a federal contract that says you give 50 and I give 50, when you decide to take off 8, then I also should take off 8. But the federal government was not about to reduce instructor salaries. And as a result of refusal to reverse whatever the governor had done, JROTC programs in the territory were facing cancellation across the board if instructor salaries were not brought back to the level where they're supposed to be. And I took on the mantle and went to the legislature to seek assistance because the only way it could be reversed was by legislation. And when you need legislation, you have to go to a legislator. And the legislator will hear your cry and introduce a bill which will then be voted upon by all their colleagues and come out possibly as an act. And this lioness, I call her the lioness at that time, years ago, I said, the lone lioness in the legislature took on the fight. And it was not an easy fight, if some of you can remember. So to bring it to a halt, it says, and this is a beautiful certificate from the St. Croix Educational Complex High School Junior ROTC Barracuda Battalion. It says, certificate of appreciation is presented to Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen for outstanding support of JROTC programs in the territory. Facing deactivation due to breach of contract, you were the legislative lioness, championing the cause, rallying your colleagues in a very highly contested legislative battle to honor the federal contracts between the high schools and U.S. Army Cadet Command. Your actions with bill number 29-0291.IEKHS.JROTC saved the 3 existing programs and cleared the way for the activation of the SCECHS, the St. Croix Educational Complex High School Barracuda Battalion, on 1 August 2015 to be the 4th Army Junior ROTC program in the territory. Signed, Eddie L. Charles, Colonel, retired U.S. Army Junior ROTC Area Coordinator, Virgin Islands. Senator, we thank you so much. What we are doing here today could not have happened. And there is a special gift that came to you, sent from Cadet Command through the 6th Brigade. It's in a little box in this bag. Okay, from Cadet Command through our 6th Brigade in Savannah, Georgia. And of course, a beautiful bouquet of flowers.
Oh my
God.
And a fruit basket. We know you eat healthy.
That would be my husband. He's going to be happy for that basket. Elizabeth, please come. Thank you so much.
And I know you want to say something.
Of course, I have to.
BC, hold on to the flower.
Thank you very much. Nice, thank you. Thank you so much.
They say you got to give people their flowers while they can enjoy, okay? And I was getting ready to step off the stage, and I realized I must do this before it is missed. All right?
Oh. Greetings. Thank you. Yes, that's how I had to speak to save this program. Colonel Charles, I hate to see you leave, but at times we just have to do what we have to do to enjoy the rest of our lives with our families. In this case, let me recognize Mrs. Charles. Please stand. And many may not know who you are. Because behind every strong man or strong woman is a spouse, your significant other. The sacrifices that you make. All right? We are a set of people that look at young adults. That's what you are. Like all they can do is create trouble because that's all we hear in the news. They don't speak of your talent, your discipline, great character, and leadership. Colonel Charles is the man responsible today for JROTC being in place. And I want you all to understand that. Make it very clear in your mind. Because it was during the 29th legislature that he went to each and every senator's office. I was not at my office at the time. But God made it so I came back as he was departing with his head down. And we ran into each other and I asked him, what happened to you? He said, I'm saddened. I went to every office to tell them we're going to lose the JROTC program. I said, what do you mean we're going to lose it? He said the federal government said they're going to stop all the programs in the Virgin Islands because of the legislation that was passed that interfere with the contract. So no instructor today will be in place. These beautiful young people with their uniforms today, the setting of the colors, the posting of the colors would not have been tonight. And all the great parades and official functions that we so proudly admire with our well-deserved uniform carried by these young people. JROTC is a deterrent to crime. A deterrent to having young people going to the wrong direction. It gives you leadership, strength, character. And we were going to sit back and allow that program to go away just like that. It happened in the States. And we didn't even have the JROTC at that time at the educational complex. It is today because he pushed. And of course, I fought along with him. We battled until we got it accomplished. And the U.S. Army wrote a letter saying that the bill that Alicia Chucky Hansen has in place, as they saw it, is the only way we want to save the JROTC. But the language of that program and that bill was the language that Colonel Charles brought to my attention that needed to be done. So I want every instructor to understand that today you are an instructor, you have a job because your GROTC program was saved. All of you beautiful people, every time I see you all in your uniform, I feel so proud. Sometimes I want to cry because I think on the battle that we had to make JROTC remain in the Virgin Islands. So I want you all to stand and give a deserving applause that this retired colonel will never ever forget. Please stand and show your respect. Keep it going. Don't let him forget that we appreciate what he has done for JROTC. Don't let him forget. Let him remember when he go to bed tonight, he heard that sound. Keep it going. On behalf of the people of the Virgin Islands, of whom I represent, and standing as the highest ranking member tonight of this government, as a senior policy advisor of the governor, I want to say to each and every one of you, the instructors are veterans. Thank you so much for giving back. I know you come from the Army, military, and as such, that qualifies you to be the instructor. I want you to stand and be recognized for your dedication and commitment. Those of you that are instructors, please stand and be recognized. Keep clapping while the camera moves over each and one of them. Thank you all so much. And I recognize my husband as a Vietnam veteran, not just a Vietnam veteran, but a combat veteran. And I thank God every day for bringing him back from Vietnam so that I can meet him and have a beautiful marriage with him. And I want to recognize from that marriage my daughter, Assistant Commissioner of Tourism, Elizabeth Hansen Watley. She's also your Commissioner of Soca, our diva. But I want to thank you all. God bless you, protect you, Colonel Charles. Keep you healthy. Enjoy your retirement. We love you, and I hope the applauses tonight will remind you that you are loved, appreciated, and we will always remember what you have done with JROTC. I was just the vessel to do what I had to do and how I know to do it. We will fight you until we drop down. Coming from Puerto Rico, all right, the Gallo, but like I see, we fight until there's no more, and we won. Thank you. And listen, young man, my God, Ford, you come on my radio show every Saturday morning. You will come on there. You're going to be my guest and let people know how bright you are and that beautiful voice. Maybe I should put you on our Saturday show. We have a big show Saturday night. You need to come there. And we're going to let the whole world, because we have big artists coming in, and they need to be a Virgin Islander, a young man like yourself, that the world will see. All right? And we'll expose you because I know you're going to go places. All right? Give him a round of applause, please. You are fantastic. To the head table, my respects, okay? Bye. Thank you again. Thank you.
Colonel Charles, we need you again. My bad. So, Colonel Charles is going to be awarding the Superior Cadets for the Barracuda Battalion. If I'm not mistaken, that's the second highest award, right? Yeah, so, yeah. Let 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Let 1 to Sanya Stevens. Let 2, Terilyn Mitchell. Let 3, Kayla Joseph. Let 4, drum roll. 1 of 3. The BC, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel. Yeah, they're all there in order.
Now, I know we're pressed for time. I wanted them to actually give a short, small, little, I guess, say in the matter of who Colonel Charles is, but we don't have that much time. And so for the sake of time, I just want you to see the product of what Colonel Charles has put out there, not just in the community, but in the world. And these 3 individuals are just a reflection of what we have put out there under the leadership of Colonel Charles in the Barracuda Battalion. And I just don't want to harp on our battalion alone, because we have 4 battalions in the territory that are doing amazing things, because if you look around the room, you can see amazing young adults about to do big things in their lives. But I am focusing on, right now, 3 that came from under his tutelage. Over the years, you've been called a lot of things. I've heard. I'm not going to say that one. But Grandpa.
That's Grandpa.
Old man. It was Grandpa. Oh, my goodness. What's other nicknames?
Crook. Undocumented crook.
See, they can throw all kind of names out there. The new one is Original Baldy 1, and I'm Baldy 2. But bottom line is, this man right here has been phenomenal for 8 years at least with me. Standards, no compromise was one of many slogans and mottos that he gave us, right? He used to always say, bah! I can't even say it like him. Bah! Bah! I mean, everything he did, he had the battalion of cadets fired up with mottos and sayings and standards and rules and regulations that built our cadets to become the adults that they are today. And so we wanted to recognize Colonel Charles briefly here tonight. We will recognize him because he's not retired yet. The school year is not over yet, and so it ain't over tonight. So when you get in the car, don't cry, okay? Don't cry. And I'm going to check. But if you can do me a favor, at the end of this table, next to those flowers over there, we're not going to give Colonel Charles any flowers tonight. But beyond those flowers is a box. Be very careful with that box. I need you to open it up, okay? And then by that box is a small piece of wood. I need you to put those 2 together and carefully walk back here with that item for me, please. Battalion Commander, where you at? Oh, there you go. Oh, my bad. I should have known you was at the head table, right? When she comes with that gift, I want you to present that to Colonel Charles, okay? So if you just give us a moment.
Am I stuck here?
Yes, you're stuck right there until you get your gift. Somebody mentioned, I think, Linroy. Where's Linroy? Ford. He's probably in the back crying somewhere right now. Wow. He mentioned something about fragile earlier. I just want to say something. I remember 8 years ago when I got here, when we first met, I looked at him and I said, oh my God, how old are you? He was in such amazing shape. No, for real, right? I mean, and when he told me his age, I was like, what? No, what are you eating? So no, Colonel Charles is not fragile at all. Ask some of his former cadets. Ask his cadets today. He outran a lot of them. He out-talked a lot of them. Trust me. But anyway, let me stop tap dancing because I can sit here and talk for about another week about Colonel Charles. What I want to do is I want to have the battalion commander come up here. If you can come up a little bit further, Colonel Charles, so it could be seen. I forgot we got cameras on us. But the cadets wanted something. We could have went and got a plaque. I really wanted to do a big bust of him. It'd been pretty cool to have a big bust of yourself. But the cadets was like, we want something with the St. Croix Educational Complex high school colors. We want our St. Croix Educational Complex Barracuda Battalion emblem on it that actually Colonel Charles created on a plate. So you got to be very careful because it's not glued in yet, because we didn't know if you wanted to put it on the wall, if you wanted to put it on the mantle, because again, he's not retired yet, okay? Do you want to read it, Colonel Charles? We got to hear it in your voice.
Colonel Retired Eddie L. Charles, Senior Army Instructor, Jrotc, okay? Thank you for preparing us for a lifetime of learning, the cadets of Barra Nation.
Hooah. Now, I didn't want to make anybody tear up, but if you could put that down for just a hot second on the table so it doesn't fall. I'd like to see these 3 cadets give you a hug. I know you're in uniform, but Ali been wanting to hug you for a long time anyway. Look at Ali, like, bring it in, Grandpa. Y'all two, come on, get some. Watch that red hair, it might get on your shirt. And watch this guy, because he might squeeze the juice out of you.
Okay, Baldy.
Oh, okay, that hurts. That hurts. Okay. And then you can have this back.
Thank you.
Sir.
Me.
Now, you still can't go anywhere yet. No, you can't go. You got to say something. I'm sorry, but he's got to say something.
Oh, well, it's been a good ride. I came to do this thing for 3 years. 3 years. This is my 14th year. 14th year, Penny. My goodness.
You love us too much.
Yeah?
You love us too much to go away.
Well, as one instructor said up there at 6th Brigade, I made the loop. I went full circle because my son, my junior, is sitting there. He's an instructor right here on St. Croix. Stand up, Jerry. Yeah, we've been places around the world. We met in Kuwait at a time when any general officer going into country, if you had any children or very, very close relative, but preferably if you had any children downrange, they would make sure you linked up with your son or daughter downrange and take a photograph, I guess for publicity for Department of Defense. So I was a general officer going downrange, and they drove me through the desert sand-blasting storm to find him at Camp Buring. And we had a blast. Funny things happen with the Department of Defense. You got a song queued up? Hit it. Oh, yes. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear. I state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway. But much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, so few to mention. I did what I had to do. That's right. And saw it through without exemption. I've planned each charted course, each careful step along the byways, but much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off, right, more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and stood tall and did it my way. Oh, I've loved, right? I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all oh so amusing. For to think that I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way, oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has got to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my Glory be to God. Now I'm going to do it God's way. Amen.
All right, so y'all been sitting for a while. Okay, so please stand for the benediction and the retiring of the colors. The benediction will be read by Cadet Prosper. Where is it? You have it?
Good night. I'll ask that y'all bow your heads for the benediction. Dear Father, I want to thank you for all what you have done for us. I thank you for all the food, the laughs, the entertainment, and all the memories you have allowed us to have tonight. Thank you for all those who are serving both in uniform and as civilians. I pray that you watch over us as both those who are traveling back home, whether it be overseas or just a simple drive home. Finally, Lord, I ask that you bless us with your holy grace and health, safety, and allow us to wake up to see another day. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Now we'll have the retiring of the colors.
Now we will have the retiring of the colors.
Thank you to all of the sponsors and honored guests for attending and celebrating with the cadets of the mighty Barracuda Battalion. The formal segment of our ball has ended.
The videographer for Government House. Everything he's done or he's doing is historically documented. It's historical documentation. Okay? And there's a lady in here I'd like to recognize. A lady who did so much to bring this thing to fruition. Is there a Kathy Monroe in this building somewhere? Is there a Kathy Monroe in this building somewhere?
She here.
At table 16? Ma'am, can you come up here a minute?
You want me to come here? That's what it is.
Hey, we put this on just because we are over 40, okay? Don't get any ideas. Over 40. Okay. For your relentless, outstanding parental support of the Barracuda Battalion in ways unimaginable as the Barracudas face the inevitable first JROTC performance assessment, JPA, you have been the cornerstone behind our cornerstone, the nucleus of every organization such as this, our Plans, Operations, and Training Officer, the S3, your daughter. Whenever there is doubt in her mind, even past the midnight hour, you are there. For many of the key deliverables to make both our 7th annual military ball and JPA a resounding success, you have been there. When Murphy's Law raises its ugly head, you are there like an angel. Let us show our sincere appreciation to an exemplary, supportive parent for your behind and around the scenes contribution to our first successful JPA and our 7th annual military ball by sharing with you our honor unit with distinction and the gold star.
Thank you. Well appreciated.
All right. And this one is for somebody else. You are hereby commended for your exemplary performance as an Army JROTC instructor, preparing the Barracuda Battalion for its first performance assessment, working against insurmountable personnel odds in the post-pandemic era, and in our 8th year of operation as an instructor team. Your consistent method of training our youth has borne fruit. Our color guard and inspection teams for our first JPA displayed great enthusiasm, high motivation, and a superior competitive spirit among the underclassmen, earning them high accolades from their active military graders. Hence your well-displayed contribution among other areas to the prestigious award of Honor Unit with Distinction and the Gold Star for the Barra Nation. And this goes to a little fellow over there called Sergeant First Class Malik Carlos.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm going to take a photograph.
You in there with me? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I was like, who is that?
Hold on, I get mascara on. She is awesome, and we love you and thank you.
Words can't describe you. You are different. You are what he said, unique. I've seen you in the highest moments and the lowest moments, preparing for inspection, the military ball, the tears, the smiles, but we're here because you made this happen, and I want you to be very proud of yourself. And that's why you're my Kayla Bear.